can do with your limitations now, and within that realm, what makes you feel successful. I mean, Helen, if you were to close your eyes and things were fixed, and in the morning the problem was gone, what would it look like?
Well, brother, I'd get up and tear this town apart. I'd go to the next city council meeting and tell them what they're doing wrong.
With the building! Oh, you're funny. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. No, I hope I live long enough that a great big flood comes off that red hill right through the new county courthouse and that federal building. As a kid, I have seen floods come off of that red hill.
Like you can't believe.
You can't believe. And then to build those two great big buildings.
Right there.
Right where I have seen it come. I just wished I could live long enough. Well, you should have asked me. I could have told you.
Not to build there.
Yeah.
No. It's crazy, but you know, my family, my husband's family, used to talk about floodplains a lot around here. And people build in floodplains now. They don't.
Of course, I don't know. Yeah, Tony, my son, told me, well, you haven't been all over that red hill like you used to go. They've made some changes up there for, you know, the flood.
The flood to go.
Yeah,
so maybe it wouldn't go there.
Yes.
And that could be.
That could be. But one of the most exciting things we used to do as a kid was those summer thunderstorms and run over to Northeast, down Flood Street, they still call it, and watch the floods come off the red hill and go down that street and run out in our bare feet and that. And now you can't get across that street for traffic.
No. So
I'm glad I haven't got a car.
Oh, I know. You know, it's incredible how bad the traffic is here. It really, some days it's really bad.
The day thing took me up to the eye doctor. We went up this street right here to Main Street, up, and was going to turn and go up Main Street, and the cars were backed up for a solid block. It was a four-way stop sign. There wasn't one empty space, that whole block for cars waiting to get across that street. I couldn't cope with it.
I know, it's frustrating. You're glad you don't drive. Only it's frustrating not to be able to go where you want to go and get out and go in your car and leave.
Wanting some cough drops.
Or something.
Then have to wait till somebody comes to go get them for you.
I know, but I'm going.
No, you're not.
I am.
Somebody will show. Ruby can go for me.
I can too. She can visit with you while I go. But you know, I'm thinking you said in the morning that, I mean, if you woke up in the morning and you'd go to the city council meeting.
That I what?
You said, I said if, you know, things looked better and the problem was solved and you woke up in the morning, what would you be doing? You said it'd be going to the city council meeting. Can you do anything from home to influence anything that's going on in the city, or do you feel so apart from it that you couldn't do anything here?
No. Last one day this week, I was really on the prod. I called the bank where I do my banking.
Yeah?
By any chance, do you give my name out to other people for credit cards? Up to that point, in less than a week, I had received 5 different credit cards, 2 of them up to $10,000.
Wow.
Now, I have 1 credit card. The limit is $1,500 because I used to couldn't go to Vegas and cash a check.
Right. Yeah. Well, you need it now for
you've
safety.
got to have it. But that's the only credit card I've got, and I've never paid an interest on any of it.
Right.
But in 1 week, I got 5 credit cards, 2 of them up to $10,000. I just cut them up and put them in the waistband. So I called. I knew the bank wouldn't, but I wanted them to tell me they didn't. So I called them and got that off my mind. Then I called the Dixie St. George magazine
Yeah.
and asked to speak to Lyman Hafen, because I'm an acquaintance.
You know Lyman.
And I said, are you going to continue on with the magazine like this last one? And he says, what do you mean? Because I'm a great admirer of that magazine.
Yeah.
And I had planned on sending a subscription to every member of my family that hasn't already got it. That was going to be their Christmas present.
That's a good idea.
And he says, well, what do you mean, Helen? I said, it was the poorest one you have ever put out. It cheapened it to no end. And he says, well, what didn't you like? And I said, all that crappy thing on fashion. I said, in my estimation, which I realize is altogether different than most people's, the fashions were gross that you showed. And I said, and then put those stupid recipes. I said, Lyman, I could go to any grocery store and pick up McCall's or Ladies' Home Journal and get all that garbage I want. And I said, the St. George magazine, up to this point, has been altogether different than that. It was just really, even the advertising showing the red hills and things like that, I have enjoyed, and especially your articles and the articles that are written. Well, he was very gracious about it. He said, and I knew it, but I hadn't thought of it, that those fashions from the factory outlet stores were all paid for. And he says, you know, about 70% of our expense is paid for by those advertising, not the subscription. Well, I had never thought of it that way. I thought they were just putting that in, showing all those factory outlet stores. So I got that off my mind. Who else did I call? I bet I called 4 or 5 different.
So you're staying involved in the world, so to speak. When you have a concern, you'll just do it from the phone.
You're darn right. It's the only
Good for
thing
you.
one old lady is pretty handicapped when it comes to changing them.
I think you'd be surprised, though. I mean, Lyman Hafen sat and listened to you and appreciated that, and who'll know if he'll have recipes. But you think of McCall's and all those, and you go to that for recipes, and you wanted this to be something else. And I think he heard you. Did you feel heard?
Did I what?
Feel heard?
Oh, heavens no.
You didn't think he heard you?
Oh, he heard me. And he thanked me.
Yeah, so you felt heard.
He said, no, I will pass. He says, I'll pass this on to the editor. He says, we appreciate it. No, he was very gracious.
Good.
Very gracious about it. But,
and you felt better having shared that with him.
well, I got it off my chest.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like it.
And it was your opinion and you wanted it to be heard. And yeah.
Oh, boy.
You probably should send in some of your recipes, Helen. Your lemon pie recipe.
No.
Only not to that magazine.
But, no, I realize I'm an underdog now.
Yeah, but
I used to be very active. I was head of the Cancer Society and held every office there was in the church for me to hold. I was president of the Ward Relief Society. I was on the State Relief Society board. I was president of the Young Ladies MIA 2 different times. I was a stake missionary, and I was always, doing things, and not in that. I was never interested in politics because I still maintain you can't be in politics and be honest.
that's a
that's
tough
my
one,
philosophy.
isn't it? Yeah.
You can't be in politics and be honest. But I was never interested in that. But
So would you feel more productive if you could, like, still do one of those jobs or help or do something like that?
Oh, sure I would.
Can you do calling from the home to help somebody? Is there anything you
The
can
thing
do?
is, I can't depend on how I'm going to be tomorrow. Some days I couldn't do anything.
But sit there and try to relax.
And
And get your
take
frustration.
another crazy pill
going.
and hope I can go to sleep.
Mhm.
But some days when I have what to me now is a good day, that's when I like friends to come and we really take care of things. See, now I have my quilting friend, and I have my needlepoint friend, I have my weaving friend, and you'd be surprised how many times people will call me up and ask me about things that happened 60, 70 years ago that they can't remember for sure and want me.
Tell them, well, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, oh, yeah. She married so-and-so, you know, and and that. I
That's
get quite
fun.
a few of those calls.
And your friends are important, but
Oh, my goodness, yes.
but are you able to tell them when you're too tired and you don't want?
No, I don't like to tell them that. I'm afraid they won't come back. So
Is there a way to handle that would work for you?
I don't know. Well, like yesterday.
Yeah.
See, I was tired. I went and laid
You were
down, but
exhausted
my
when you
doorbell
called me.
rang,
Mhm.
and it was my little friend from over here that brought the most gorgeous sweater I have ever seen in my life, and some little Christmas tree ornaments, most intricate things they were just, I wouldn't have missed it for anything. I got up off my bed to come, and we sat here, and I admired them, and it pleased her. And, no, I like my friends.
I know, and I mean, if anyone came to your door, you're so gracious, you'd come up, but does that make you exhausted some days?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
wondering
yes,
if
I
it's
do
worth
get-
the price.
I do get too tired.
I know,
lots
and
of
then
times.
you get so tired you can't do anything.
Sometimes I get so tired I can't sleep.
I know, and then your physical condition continues to be a problem. Is there like times of the day when you could just take a couple hours to yourself and rest and maybe just somehow get the word out that those hours would be better if they didn't come, or do you hate to do that? Or
See,
how do
I
you
have
feel?
a lot of them. You, Angel, and Ruby all come forenoons. You always come in the forenoon, so I figure
Forenoons, what does that mean?
before noon.
Oh, before noon.
Before noon.
Okay.
Then my good friend Maybelle Day, and this is, I hate to say this,
Fine.
she comes between 1 and 1:15 every day. We have absolutely nothing in common. Her whole existence is the Elks Lodge. And I know all about the Elks Lodge now because she's been coming for 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, you know that.
But she is a good friend. She always offers to, we're going grocery shopping, can I pick up anything? She brings my mail to me every day. She goes to the bank every day. So if she goes to the post office every day. She'll mail a package and things like that. But she comes up between 1 and 1:15, goes home at 2. So then I plan on going lay down, and that's when other people start going visiting, is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. See, and I'm so selfish this way. I don't want to miss out on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like my daughter from Cedar called and said, well, what's new? And I said, I don't know. Maybelle's sick and hasn't been for a few days, so I don't know what's going on in town, because she goes at 9:45 every morning up to the engineering company where her husband works, and goes with the boys, Lang Formaster and everybody. They meet at Dick's Cafe at 10 o'clock.
Oh, she goes with them?
She goes with them at 10 o'clock every morning they have coffee, then everybody goes back to work, and at 1 o'clock she comes and tells me everything. See, I can't afford to miss that.
No, you can't. And you know, you'd miss Maybelle if she
Oh,
didn't come.
I do, and I really like her.
But you're just tired. Some days you're exhausted by
Yeah,
it.
I have to be sure and eat something before 1 o'clock.
So you can, yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise you would
Well,
need something while she's
and
here.
my medication.
You gotta do it.
I'm taking an awful lot of medication, and I'm careful not to take it on an empty stomach. So
And you
I
gotta
have
have
to
that.
juggle my morning crew between the afternoon. And I'm not complaining. Oh, if I didn't have company, I would have one hell of a life.
I'm just wondering if you can make it so people come at certain times and certain times, then you can have to rest for sure.
No, I don't-
Like us coming, the nurse and the aide, I mean, maybe if we came at certain times, it would be more helpful to you than
well,
others.
no, now Ruby used to always get here by 9:30, but I think they have given her another patient that she has to see, so she very seldom gets here before 10 o'clock. It's usually 11 when she leaves. Angel comes early because twice a month she has to take blood before I eat. And you also, I don't care when you come. It don't matter
But you know, if you're
I'm
resting, it'd be better if you consolidated your rest and consolidated the time when people come.
No,
Especially us that you can arrange. With us, a friend that just drops in, it's harder to arrange, but with those that you can arrange, like us, you could say,